Hey guys, it's TF Nut, and I just wanted to try to quickly as I can make a video just kind of talking and addressing with you guys exactly what's happened with this channel and what the plans are for the future. I'm just gonna have to make it really quick. What happened to the channel? A good number of things. Um, I myself, YouTube did not delete anything. Didn't get any kind of strike. I deleted all my videos, and there are a couple of reasons why. One of the big things is it was a very much a reactionary response to the COPA Act. So all of my videos I deleted in November of 2019 because the COPA Act leading into 2020 made it to where children's content can no longer be monetized, all because people were taking advantage of pretty much subliminally marketing towards children in videos and having ads, which is very much against the law. So the COPA Act made it to where the FCC can fine anyone a lot of money if they are pretty much falsely advertising or advertising at all to children. The problem is when it comes to that is that even though content creators had to manually mark that their videos were not intended for children, YouTube still had an automated algorithm that would detect if it was made for children, which pretty much makes the whole manual button redundant. And I don't know if they fixed that by then. I haven't uploaded in forever. I have not kept up with it, so I know I don't really sound like the most knowledgeable right now, but my big thing was that if that was a thing where it was just a manual response from YouTube, or an automated response, even though I had a manual response for myself, my action figure review of maybe a horror figure like Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers could be seen as something for children. I could be fined a lot of money. I was not about to get fined anything. I was not did not want to deal with that. I might as well deleted every video. So that's what I did. I deleted every single action figure review to kind of make sure that I saved my skin. A lot of action figure content creators out there felt the same way. They were all going to jump ship to a different site. I don't think there's been many problems with that anymore. The big thing is that people have been putting age warnings at the very beginning of their videos. So if I were to make videos again, I would do the same. Another reason is just that I was honestly, when I was doing it, I was getting pretty tired of it. I was very much burnt out. This actually isn't my first channel. I had a YouTube channel that I also did reviews on. Not as good, of course, because I was just doing it on a crappy cell phone. And I got locked out of that account, so I never uploaded again. But yeah, I've been on YouTube for a long time. I've been watching YouTube a little longer than I have actually been on YouTube. I feel like I've put in a good amount of work into the channel, but I've had 3,000 subscribers, which I'm very grateful for. But seeing other toy reviewers out there there have been some that have been out longer than me, so that it's understandable that they have a big following, but some that are newer and have a bigger following than I am was a little disheartening. And the thing is that when it comes to action figure reviews, they're not like movie reviews. Movie reviews can be very subjective to everyone, especially movie reviews, video games, music reviews, all that. Everyone has a different opinion on something, or they have similar opinions, just slightly different. Pretty much the subjectivity of that art medium, of different art mediums, makes it to where if you can watch multiple movie reviewers, video game reviewers, and get different responses. With action figure reviews, it's very much an objective criteria you're looking at. You're looking at one figure, so there's no reason to not follow the same 4 people and just kind of ignore anyone else that isn't reviewing that content, or is. I mean, you might as well stick to the people you know when it comes to action figure reviews. So I felt like with my channel, I wasn't making enough progress to kind of warrant doing action figure reviews, since people out there were doing it much better than I was. So I figured I wouldn't do anymore. Which, honestly, when I'm saying it now, shouldn't be a reason. But when you do put in a certain amount of work to something and you don't feel like you're getting enough out of it, then it could be, in your head, it could be disheartening, and you could just not want to do that. I'm also currently looking for full-time work after graduating school, which I'll talk about in a second. I'm a media major, so it's next to impossible to find media jobs on your own, let alone looking for jobs during, current worldwide events going on right now. So it's just a little stressful, and I think that action figure reviews would really detract from looking for a job. Another reason was because of school. I was getting towards the end of my fall semester when I deleted all my videos, and I had a very big trip I had to go on for a projects course that I wanted to focus on. The following semester was my last semester, which happened a few months ago. I wanted to focus to make sure I graduated and got my degree, and I did. So thank goodness. Even with the pandemic going on, that's another reason why. It's just because I didn't really feel like doing much of what I wanted during the pandemic. I was very much worried a good amount of the time. And I guess that just helped not really motivate me to get back into making YouTube videos either. It's gotten a little better, although there's been spikes, of course. But yeah, I just, a lot of signs going in my direction was just telling me that I don't think it's worth doing YouTube anymore. A good amount of the stuff that made me not want to do it was pretty much, editing my videos is pretty easy, but it felt like a chore. I was so unmotivated to make videos simply because I would say the reason why I had a big spike in subscribers and views is all because back in 2015, when I reviewed the DC Collectibles Arkham Knight figure from the video game Batman Arkham Knight, when I reviewed that, there wasn't really anyone reviewing that figure. I got mine very early. I might have been one of the few reviews before that figure came. Like, I got it in the summer. I might have been one of the few reviews before it got pushed to the fall. And somehow I got it, and that really helped boost a lot of my viewership. But then it just kind of stagnated. So trying to innovate myself, I couldn't really figure out how to do it. I couldn't figure out how to make my content any more interesting. So I feel like that's why my viewership stagnated. Whereas other toy reviewers, they just kept going and going, making the content they do, improving that content more, and so they got a lot more viewership than I could get, which is understandable, and honestly I agree with. If someone like me isn't doing as good of a job as reviewing the content, then you should go and watch someone else. Another thing that led to me not being very motivated was certain toxicity in the community, as well as sometimes the comments can get to me. Honestly, I had valid criticisms in videos I made in the past where people didn't like my opinion on an action figure, even though the details were comic accurate. I still didn't like it, and people would get mad at me for it, so I didn't respond back in the best way. Sometimes it would just be trolling, there's a good amount of trolling that people can get, even small creators can get from people. At that point, when it's trolling, you might as well ignore it. It's kind of hard for me to ignore it sometimes, but the valid criticisms, there were sometimes I just did not respond respectfully and the way I should have. So if I were to come back, then I would definitely reconsider and reevaluate how I respond to criticism. Maybe I don't respond immediately, or maybe I try to make my point a little bit more clearly to that person. Either way, I think it's important for people to respond to criticism and defend their viewpoint, but also understand the other person's viewpoint, which is something I still struggle with. Um, so, with all that being said, I guess the toxicity just comes with some people. I forgot to mention before I finish the video. The toxicity sometimes can come from people. I mean, some people just don't in this toy community. A lot of communities, not just the toy community, but in the toy community especially, they just don't seem to have matured at all. And there's sometimes drama that doesn't need to be there for any reason. People who just have beat want to start beef and all that. It could be pathetic. A lot of it can be very sad. Sometimes grown men just arguing about toys in a toy community. It's pretty pathetic. So I didn't want to be associated with that. It's a very small amount of people who make the community toxic, like minuscule, but that much toxicity, even from a little bit like a little person like that, can really fester and really make it not fun for anyone. I would say 99% of people in the action figure community are pretty great. And then the 1% has to go and ruin it for people. So that's the reason why I just wasn't motivated. All of these things happening, as well as me trying to find full-time work during a global pandemic, can be very, very, it could really, it's not the worst thing, of course. I'm not experiencing anything as bad as a lot of people are right now. There are a lot of people suffering more than I am, of course. It could just really mess with people, though. We all are, I think, right now are just not really in the best state of mind. I'm not going to say that for everyone, but just a lot of things have been going on that could affect everyone in different ways. Some people aren't as affected as it than other people, and it could just be really tough to deal with sometimes. But yeah, enough of that part. The main thing I would like to address: am I coming back? I deleted all my videos back in November. A lot of those videos I don't regret deleting. The only one I did regret was accidentally deleting the custom Red Hood action figure someone made for me. I did not save that review. I wish I did. I still have the figure, so I can always re-review it. But I really don't. There's a bunch of personal videos on there, like vlogs and stuff with friends, that I did save on my computer, so I'm not that upset about it. I could always re-upload it. If I were to come back to do reviews, I would do it on my own time. I wouldn't do it as frequently. I don't even know if I would, sometimes I would maybe just talk about what I want to talk about, maybe like shows or video games. Again, the thing is not going to be as frequent as I would try to do it in the past, because at this point it's not worth it to care about the views and the subscriber count. It is important to do it because you want to do it. So I would definitely have to take some time and think about if I really want to. If I am going to come back, I did pick up something recently that would probably be the first thing I would review. Yeah, I'll just have to see. You'll know if I'm making new videos or not. So that's about it. That's all I really wanted to make with this video. I'm sorry I kept you guys out of the loop for so long. I should have addressed this all the way back in November when I did delete every video. I only talked about it with a couple people on like Instagram, and I just should have handled it a little better, and I don't think I did. But hopefully you guys kind of understand where I'm coming from. I hope you all are doing well. Please stay safe. Please take care of your mental health as well as your physical health. That should be a top priority. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you still want to stick around, thank you. I don't know where the channel's going at this point. Even then, I don't know if I'm entirely back or not. Again, you'll know if I am, but I'm just trying to take it one day at a time. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope I will see you in the future.